Do it's Chemdork.
Hello everyone, this is Chemdork, and welcome to episode 10 of season 3 of my Buildcraft, where we play Minecraft with the mods Buildcraft, Railcraft, and Forestry. Hello, we are once again in a creative world, and today we are going to embark once again on the adventure that is Buildcraft Robots. These guys are awesome, and what I have here showing you is just a little bit of a recap of some of the robots we've seen so far. So we've seen the Picker Robot. Picker Robot's pretty basic. He picks up items and puts them in chests. There he goes. This one we used in last episode. He's a tank robot. He is used to move liquids around. So he picks up liquids from one location, drops them off from another one. This is the pump robot. We haven't really spent too much time messing with him, but he works to deliver liquids from a source. So he pumps out water, lava, and other liquids from the world in source blocks and delivers them to a location. And then these two robots here, they work in concert to make kind of a tree farm, or at least they work to remove a tree farm. That's the lumberjack robot for cutting down wood, and the leaf cutter robot for cutting leaves. We used some of these. Well, we used a lumberjack last season, but we didn't use the leaf cutter robot. But you combine this with a picker and a planter robot, and you have yourself an automated tree farm. Now, that's not, of course, all the robots that there are. There's a lot of robots here in Buildcraft, and most of them are awesome. Well, all of them are awesome, and most of them are self-explanatory, with the exception of a single one, this guy right here. His name is a Stripes robot, and like the description says, Stripes, oftentimes when other YouTubers look at robots, they say, I don't know what it does. It does things, and I don't really understand it. Well, today, we are going to not only learn about what it does, but we are going to use it in our creative world to build a nice, cool, automated thing. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start to look at the Stripes robot and find out just what this guy is and what he does. Give it a little bit of a better description rather than Stripes, because, yeah, it should deserve one. Okay, let's go ahead and mess with the Stripes robots and learn a bit about them. Let's go ahead and see what these Stripes robots actually do. So I have this little setup here in the creative world once again, and don't you like how beautiful I made this area? I thought it would be nicer to look at this rather than the sort of just ugly standard flat area. But anyway, let's go ahead and place him on here. So right now the guy is just going to sit there because I have this set up to have him sit in his home station, and then once the supply a redstone signal, he's going to be starting to get to work. So first of all, what's a better description for this Stripes robot? Because right now, Stripes isn't really very descriptive, doesn't really tell you much about what the Stripes robot actually does. Well, the better way to describe the Stripes robot is a right-clicking robot. That's the best way to describe it, and when you think of it as a right-clicking robot, things should kind of make sense in terms of what you expect the robot to do. So let's go ahead and test out what that would mean. Basically, it means he's going to always need an item. So that's why I have it set up in this way, where there's a load-unload area, and that is called Stripe Pickup. That includes this little docking station here, and in this case, we're just going to give him cobblestone to begin with. And the area in which we're going to define him working in is going to be within this fence area, and as you see, it's basically this little black area here, or in other words, if I go to cyan area, remove. And then say stripe area, whoop. It's that little area inside the fence, as you see there. So let's go ahead and just define that he's going to work in the area called stripe area, which is inside that fence. And let's go ahead and see what he does. So we're going to give him a cobblestone block. He's going to go ahead and pick up a block, and then he's going to right-click with it inside this working area. Let's see what he does. Okay, he's going somewhere. He's doing his thing, and voila! Exactly what you would expect. If you right-click with a block, not in midair, but if you kind of right-click a block, it generally places one, so he places blocks randomly in this area, which is fine, except when you realize that we defined this with a zone planner, and you might notice he's kind of going up pretty high, and it's at this point in time I've seen a few YouTubers, they say, this guy doesn't work, he's just going out in the middle of nowhere. Oh no, he's going somewhere. He's going in a Y value randomly inside this XZ defined box of the zone planner. So it's actually a really poor area to define. We should actually define an area that is a little bit more reasonable for the robot to place things. And by that I mean, let's define an area that is 1 block high inside this fenced area. And how we do that is with landmarks. If you never know how to do these before, we can use maps locations to define a box with landmarks. So if we right-click this landmark, it draws the box around in red, and that's defining a box that is 6 by 6 by 1 block high. And that's defined at an origin point right here. And that's important that it's this point right here, because if we take a map location marker and right-click here, and then we see what happens. We see it has a bunch of what looks to be math, but really it's coordinates. It's a minus x, y, and z coordinate plus 6 by 1 by 6, and that is 6 in the x direction, 1 in the y direction, and 6 in the z direction, which gives you a 6 by 1 by 6 box. If I clicked over here instead, it would also actually indicate the same sort of thing, except this time it's kind of different. It's a 1 by 1 by 6 because it's the same box that you would draw as if you just clicked this guy, right? Because if you just click this guy, that's what you'd get. You get a 6 by 1 by 6, 6 by 1 by 1, which is a 6 blocks in the x direction, 1 in the y, and 1 in the z. But that's not what we want. We want this one, which is, oops, let's right click them first. There you go. Wait, I gotta undo this. I gotta undo this completely. There we go. I think that'll do it. There we go. Okay, and now if we right click, now it should be, yep, it's a 6 by 1 by 6 box again. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Make sure we left click. It's very important when you have a map location marker set that you don't right click. Just put it somewhere else so that you don't mistakenly right click. Okay, this guy, he's blocking our view. But let's go ahead and have him work in the 6 by 1 by 6 area. And now, go ahead, go to work. He's going to place his block, and this time he's placing it randomly in a very small area, which is totally workable. So now we can see kind of what he does. So you know right off the bat, since he placed it right here, that means it's pretty much random, because if it wasn't random, it would be most likely in the lowest x, y, and z coordinate on the coordinate axis. And you see he's just kind of randomly placing blocks. So let's get rid of that. Okay, it's no longer that interesting. So we know what he does with blocks. Let's give him a few extra things and see what he does. Now that the area in which to observe the robot is workable, let's go ahead and give him a few other items. So what happens when you right-click with an egg? Well, you throw it. So he should throw it, right? Well, let's see. So Stripes robot picks up the egg, and our right-clicking robot goes to a location here. Okay, he doesn't throw it into the spot, but what does he do? He throws it, and he throws it that way. Interesting. So he goes to a location, he kind of like does his weird thing, does his little hatchet thing, and then he throws the egg. Let's see if this guy, if he throws it in the same direction. And he does. And in fact, he throws it in the direction of north, which kind of makes sense. It means it's kind of undefined. The direction in which the robot does things is quite undefined, so that when he's right-clicking with a thing that needs a direction, well, he's going to do it in the north direction because that's the default. It's not specified. And I don't know if there's any way to specify it, but at this point in time in the code, there is not. And once again, I'm in Buildcraft 7.1.99, I think. It's the one for Minecraft 1.7.10. So that's really interesting. So eggs are kind of cool. What about water buckets? Does he just place a water bucket? Let's see. And this, you would expect, right-clicking with a water bucket would place water. So let's see if that happens. And this is our first indication of something that's not quite right. We wouldn't quite expect that. I would have expected water to come out, but in fact, with water buckets, it doesn't really work the same way as you'd expect. Okay, well, at least we know that. There's a few limitations to this robot. But that's what we have the floodgates for. It's not like we need the robot to place water. It's just a little bit unusual. And let's actually give him some wood, because since we have a direction thing, remember, if you place wood, wood has a specific directionality to it. So if you place it from the side, it should go. So let's see if he places it where it's oriented in a specific way. And it is, in fact. It's oriented as if he placed it that way. And let's get a better look at it by putting not wood in here, but, let's see. Let's put a piston in here. So if we put a piston in here, go ahead, little buddy. Place your piston. So now the piston I would expect to be placed and oriented so that it is facing to the south, as if you placed it to the north. And there he did. And it is. And I'm pretty sure he would continue to place pistons in that manner. There's no need to really look at that any further. So cool. What about some other things that he can do? Well, in this case, what I'm interested in using this guy for is to use a tool. And in this case, he can use tools too. He can use shears. And this is where it's going to come into play. So let's have him use some shears. And let's have him use shears on a sheep, of course. Come on, where's the sheep? Sheep, sheep, sheep. There it is. Sheep. Let's spawn a few sheep here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so he's probably not going to actively go about looking for sheep, but what happens when he tries to... In fact, this is actually the better way. I'm going to... hold on. I'm going to kill these sheep for a second. I'm sorry, sheep. Really sorry. Really sorry. Sorry. Oh, look at that. All that experience. Let's just do it with the shears alone and see what he does. So he picks up the shears, but he shouldn't have anything to shear. If there's nothing to shear, what happens when he tries to use the item? You can see he's trying to use it. Absolutely nothing happens. That's good. So he's not using the shears when there's nothing to do with it, but he's trying. He's really trying. Look at that. He's really trying to use it. Let's now give him some sheep and see what happens. Not some wolf. Not a wolf. Sheep. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Okay, he's not actively searching for sheep. That's for sure. But he's kind of searching for sheep. Look at that. He kind of almost did. Wait, is he pointing? He's kind of looking for sheep a little. Let's see what happens. Alright, he's kind of randomly doing it. Eventually he'll find a sheep. And right now he's just... Oh, come on. Come on, dude. Just get some sheep. There we go. I think he's going to get one. There we go. Hey, look at that. He sheared a sheep and... Uh-oh. So, a little buggy, but as you notice, he dropped the shears. He said, I'm done with this. Screw you guys. I'm done with that shear. I'm not going to use any other ones. And he did use shears durability. But, oh, he sheared another one. And look at that. Again, he lost the shears durability. We can give him some used shears, and he still should function with that. Now he's getting the hang of it. Yeah, now he's getting the hang of it. He sort of seems to find sheep, but it is random in this case. It is quite random. So there you go. And he should be able to use the already slightly used shears. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is what we're going to be building in our world, because as you notice, we have a pen full of sheep here, and or we have a pen full of sheep in our survival world. Yeah, he uses them. And in fact, it's, yeah, so good. So great, we can have him use the shears on a sheep shearing farm. The problem is, of course, that he drops shears, so that means we need to use a picker robot to pick them up, but I think that's pretty standard, and we should be able to do that. So let's go ahead and look at some of the picker robot logic to see how we're going to work that out. Alright, well, before we go into the specifics of the picker robot that we're going to have to do, let's go ahead and start to prepare the area for the stripes robot. First order of business is going to be coloring my sheep, because I want these sheep to be all sorts of color. This is going to be an active wool farm, and my goodness is it going to be loud here, so let's just turn those friendly creatures way down. Ah, so much better. Okay. I mean, we can still hear them, it's just... They're just annoying. They're just really annoying. Let me go over here. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we don't want to get stranded here. It's actually kind of bad to get stranded here. Alright, I'll deal with them later. So let's just dye some sheep randomly. I have some colors here. And this should be enough. I mean, eventually it's just going to be... They're going to be fine. There we go. That's lovely. Yes, everybody's colored. Okay, pretty much. I might color a few more, but that's basically the idea. Alright, cool. So, the coloring of the sheep has completed, and now let's see where we're going to place some of these things. And by things, I mean all the items that we're going to be needing. So we're going to be needing a chest for the stripes robot to pull shears from. That's going to go somewhere around here. I'll just put that there. I have a little box here for all my goodies. There we go. Okay, so we need a chest, we need a few of these pipes. Yeah, we need some of these docking stations. We'll need the stripes guy, but not right now. Alright, so anyway, there's going to be a shears chest. We're going to put it right because I say so, we're going to put it right... We're going to put it right here. Because that makes sense, right? He's going to pick up the shears from here. So he's got to pick it up, so that's a wooden transport pipe. There's going to be a docking station on top, and there's going to be... we're going to have to set up the pipe gate, but inside here will be some shears. And then this is also going to be the place to drop off shears, so we're going to need a docking station on this side, and it's going to be a non-wooden pipe. And yeah, we'll see how we'll set that up in a bit. But for now, that'll do it for that. Let's go back and see what we're going to have to do for the picker robot, and I might set up some of the robot things here in preparation as well as color some of these sheep. Yeah, some of them are looking kind of non-colored, and they need to be. Okay, anyway, see you in a minute. It's time for some more robot science, and this time it's with the picker robot and how it's going to decide, based on what item it picks up, where to place it. So by that I mean, let's just say we have in here, we have some wool. So there's some wool. If we say we need to set these guys up, so these are both set up to say, if space is in inventory, accept items. This is the sort of the standard way in which you make the picker robot pick up items. So he is set to, by the way, just unload in the unloading area and load in the pickup area. The pickup area is this. The unloading area is both of these. And as you see, this turns yellow, meaning it's waiting for a robot. He goes to the nearest station to where he is. Now, what if the picker robot, however, cannot actually deliver to this station? And how we can do that is we can set this up to say, hey, no, this is only accepting oak saplings. So that means that if we have a bunch of wool here, the picker robot is going to pick up the wool, and he should now go to the other open robot station, because this one is not going to be open for him. And as you see, he's traveling, and of course goes to here. That makes sense. Totally. So what happens when we specify, okay, instead, this now can only accept water buckets, and this one can accept oak saplings. What happens when I give you wool? So let's see. So let's do it again. He picks up the items because he sees that there's items in his working area, and now he's not going to find a station in his unloading area, and therefore goes right back home and says, guess what? I have no place to put these. I cannot deliver them. I'm just going to go home and sit there until I find a place or what to do with these guys. So that is quite interesting, actually. So if we just leave this one open again, he should be able to find it, and now he's going to put his items back. So using this, we can differentiate between wool and shears. So now let's actually do that. Let's differentiate between wool and shears in the same thing. Let's let him drop off his items. Let's turn them off. Let's drop off some wool here, and we'll say the wool goes right here. And let's drop off some shears, and we'll say the shears go right here. Except this time, it's going to be not as durable shears. So let's see, let's first drop off that pair of shears. This should work just fine. So the robot will pick up the nearest item to the robot station. I would think that would be this wool, and indeed it is. Then he'll pick up the shears, and then he'll go to the first robot station closest to where he is, because that makes sense too. This is how robots think. And in this case, it's the wool, so he drops off the wool first, not because he picked it up first, but because the station is closest to where he had to make a decision. And then he drops off the shears, and his job is done. So good job, little robot. You did all your job, and now you can go home. Let's make sure let's reset your thinking, and this time, let's pick up shears. Let's see where you go. Okay, so does he go home, or does he deliver the shears to the location which would be the farthest station there? So he picks up the shears, and indeed is going to the farthest station. This is a really good sign, because I was hoping that I didn't have to specify durabilities. Now, what I do want to know is, do I have to specify the type of wool? And by that I mean the color of wool. So let's just take a piece of magenta wool, throw it down in there. Go ahead, robot, pick up your wool. No rest for the weary robot. Now, wool is kind of funny because it's kind of a specific damage type of a wool, but indeed it is treated differently. So for that, I need to actually specify that magenta wool goes in here too. As you'll notice, there is only space for 3, but we'll get into how we're going to fix that in a bit. So let's go ahead and place the Stripes robot in the world now and start to set up the tree farm, which is going to look a lot like this, quite honestly, except full of sheep of many different colors and really, really loud. Really, really loud. Anyway, let's go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. It's so pretty! Look at this! Look at all those beautiful colored sheep. You will be sheared in no time at all. But anyway, let's look at where we placed the robots. They're getting charged right now, and they're awaiting orders. So they're waiting to be indicated where they're going to be working, loading in the unloading area for both the Stripes and the picker robot. And by the way, this is just so cool to watch. Look at it all happening. Wow, this is so cool to watch. Everything's going in and out. And these are just totally full, and they're making a whole bunch of charcoal. Like a whole bunch of charcoal. Oh, okay. A decent amount of charcoal. Yay! Anyway. But that's not what we're doing right now. We're going to specify some areas for the robots to work in. So let's use the zone planner for some of them. Now, for the specific area right here where the sheep are, so that's kind of our bearings. Right here is where we are right now at the zone planner. There's a chest over here, which is actually right here. You can kind of barely see it in the background. It's right here. There's a chest and workbench over here that we're going to be excluding, and then there's a chest over here. So this is going to be where the Stripes robot is going to pick up his stuff. So let's just specify right here. This is a this is going to be Shear's pickup. And that's basically, yeah, that's basically it. So I'm just writing over another one of the map locations. And the nice thing is that when we make it, it doesn't get used up when we specify where it goes. So for here, we can say Shear's pickup is where it's going to be in the load-unload area for our Stripes robot. And then we can use that same map location to add, and we're just going to add to the picker robot. He's going to be unloading, he's going to be placing shears back into this chest where the shears go, but then he's going to be placing the other stuff, like the wool, in this chest right here. So we're just going to have two of them, and they don't have to be connected like that. This is just the picker loading, we'll just call it. And there we go. And then we'll make this map, and we'll specify that for the picker loading area. Come on. Because the picker robot's going to be doing more than just picking up the shears. He's going to be doing that for now, but probably a little later I'll have a few pickers going, and they'll be specifying a little bigger of an area. But for now, let's have the picker robot specify... Let's see, he's going to be picking up in this location. He's actually going to pick up some of the eggs, too. So I want him to pick up the eggs from the chickens. So this will be both of that. And so he's going to be... picking area, I don't know, like nose picking area, but it's not noses, it's just these two animal picking areas. That's like the cows and the pigs over here. I think the cows are here, the pigs are here, if I remember right. And that's it, we don't need this thing anymore. No, not right now anyways, it's a pretty expensive piece of equipment, but that's okay. So this is for the picker robot, he's going to be his picking area, so he's ready to go. He can actually just go right now, almost. He can almost go right now. We're going to specify a few things, though. We're going to have to specify some of these locations. So this is where the shears are going to be. They're going to be in this chest, and they're going to be picked up. This gate is going to specify the Stripes robot picking up the shears. So it has to say, if there are shears in the inventory, we will provide items to a robot, in this case, a Stripes robot. So this is perfectly fine and workable right now. This is the only one that we have to really specify. So I'm going to put this emerald gate here. We have to say if there is, well, first of all, if there is room for, let's see, space in the inventory, that's what. We're going to say request item, not request items, we're going to say accept items. And the items we accept will be shears. And that should work based on what we did before. This should also accept damaged shears. If the picker robot picks up wool, the nice thing is that if it's not shears, the picker robot will just go over to here. Now, I will be able to specify a little later on, showing you how to do it with a list. We can actually specify where the wool goes. We may not do that in this episode, but we can use a list for that. We're not going to need to do it for this episode. If there's space in the inventory, let's just accept items. So this time, what happens is the robot The picker robot will pick up things like wool and shears, and when it's carrying both of those, it's going to look to see what is the closest station, the closest valid station I can go to drop off these items. If he's carrying shears, it will be this station. That station is also quite valid, but it is farther away. Guaranteed to be so if he's picking up the shears right over here. So we're pretty safe to do it that way. If we wanted to specify wool to go to a specific place, which we will probably at some point, it's not, so this is basically a temporary location. That's okay though. I'm gonna eat some steak because I like eating in front of the cows. I feel like it's mean. Anyway, I think we're good. I think we're pretty good. Now we just have to specify one last thing, and that is the shears location for the stripes robot. This is a little difficult because, well, as you see, there's kind of a lot of animals here. So hopefully I can place these. Oh, gosh. Go. Move it! Alright, there's one. Alright, I'm gonna have to hurt some of these animals. I'm sorry, sheep, but you're just gonna have to get out of my way. There's one. Okay, we need to place 3 of these things. If I kill you, it's okay. No hard feelings. No hard feelings, okay? And one over here, finally. Oh, gosh. Alright, here. Last one. Make this one count. Come on. No, I don't have it. Come on. There it is. Hey, sorry, my bad. Anyway, right click. Oh gosh, really? Can barely even right click. Okay. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to test this out with the map marker location here, so. I think it worked. Nope, it didn't. Wait. Ah, no. There we go. Okay, come on. Right click. Hit it with the map marker. Nope. Oh. I got it. Woo, okay, it's a 7x7x1. That is correct. Okay, now I can... Oh gosh, I'm killing a lot of sheep. It's okay, it's fine, but they're colored sheep, so I'm actually more upset about losing the... Yeah, anyway, so the picker robot's gonna drop them off. It's okay. Okay, don't right-click anywhere else because I will specify a single point location. That is very key. What is this guy doing? I'm going to turn you off for a second, and then I'm going to turn you back on. Yeah, sometimes you just need to do that with robots. They're a little finicky sometimes. Okay, we're good. I think we're good to go. Yeah, these guys are... Nah, we're good. We're gonna keep them going. Yeah, let's have him work. Go get to work, picker robot. So he's going to start picking up stuff right away because there's some items hanging out there, and especially there's eggs and everything like that. And Stripes robot, oh, he needs some shears. There's actually no shears in there, so let's make some. Yeah. Oh my goodness, let's make some. Hold on. Let's make some shears. And the thing is, I like there to be a lot of shears because he's going to probably work a lot quicker than the picker robot can pick up the shears. We're probably going to have to do a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of trial and error to see exactly how we have to set these guys up. But if he can't pick up shears and there's nothing to do, he's just going to go back home for a bit and then he's going to come back, and that's okay. We'll probably have some sort of timing element to this, but yeah, that's for a later episode. For now, let's just see... Oh, look at this guy. He's got a whole bunch of stuff already. So as you see, eggs, wool, landmarks. These are all non-shears, so they're going right over here. All right, let's turn on the Stripes robot. I'm not sure what this guy's doing. I think he has nothing to do. Yeah, I think he's barely has anything to do because he's already pretty much done. Let's just let him sit for a sec. He's pretty good. He's doing pretty good. No, he's got some fuel he can transfer, but that's okay. It's probably filling up in there, and it needs a little more. Actually, I think I need to run the pump in the main base, and that's why he's behaving like that, because it's getting mixed signals from the main base. Anyways, let's go, Stripes robot. So he's going to do his thing. You really should be able to name these robots. That would be nice. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit of a bird's eye view here. So he's picking up shears. This better work. This better work. He will randomly select a location, undoubtedly. It will shear something. Yep, there he goes. He's over there. He sheared something. He sheared something. I swear I saw it. And the picker robot is going to pick up something now. It looks like he might be going for the shears. Hopefully he'll pick it up, because I really want to see this working before we die from mobs. All right, picker robot somewhere around there. I didn't see where he went. Where'd he go? Come on, picker robot. Well, look at that. 2 sheep sheared already. Ah, aha! There's shears. He's dropping off the shears. There they are. Awesome. Look at that. Shears are being dropped off. And there you go. All right. So he's going to pick up the new shear, the old used shears. Look at that. The picker robot is just going back and forth now. And doing this thing. He's picking up. He's got different colored wool. Oh, this is great. This is working a lot better than I even thought it would work. That's great. Okay, I think that'll do it for this episode. Yeah, I think that's going to be just about it for this episode, guys. So, would you look at that? We're actually using Stripes robots for the very first time in ever. I'm not sure I've ever really seen many people use Stripes robots before. These guys are actually pretty cool. They can do more than just shear sheep. So, when you get a chance, just play around with Stripes robots. These right-clicking robot guys are pretty cool. So, Mr. Stripes is going to do his thing, and I will see you guys later. Alright, take care. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching.